All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a number in front of us. This number is 1,708. It's in standard form because we know that standard form is just numbers. What we're going to do is we're actually going to talk next about expanded form. And expanded form is when you take each number in its place and determine the value of it. So this 1 in the thousands place is actually worth 1,000. This 7 in the hundreds place is actually worth 700. This 0 in the tens place is worth nothing. And this 8 in the ones place is worth 8. And then what you do is you take the plus sign and you put it between each of your values. Then you can show what they all add up to by totaling them at the end. If you can't total sideways, you can always line them up, but your total at the end here should equal what this is. It's always good to check. So if we did 1,000 plus 700, we know we need to line everything up, plus 0 plus 8. Zeros plus 8 are 8. Zeros are 0. 7 plus 0 is 7. 1 plus nothing is 1. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1,708. So that is expanded form. The next thing we're going to write is 27,085. So 27,000. I know my 7 ends in the thousands. 85. I didn't ever say hundreds, so that's going to be a 0. And then I read it back to myself. 27,085. Is that what I said? Yep. We're going to do expanded form again. We need to figure out what each value is for our digits. So this 2 is in the 10,000s place. So if I have two 10,000s, that's 10,000 plus 10,000, which equals 20,000. If I have 7 in the thousands, that equals 7,000. Again, my 0 is worth nothing. You don't have to use your 0, but if you want to, just to make sure you have that place filled, it's absolutely fine. My 8 is in the tens, so if I have 8 tens, I just count by 10 8 times. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And my 5 is in the ones, which means I have 5 ones. And of course, I put my plus signs in between, and I end up with 27,085. Now imagine I wanted to say this in word form, or put this in word form. Not unit form. Unit form is a number and a word. Word form is just words. Well, what I would do is I would read it out. 27,000. That's what you write first. Your brain does all the work for you. So 27,000. And I put the comma right where the comma is. So 27,085. 85. And that's word form. You say the number, and as you say it, you write it. The next thing we're going to do is we are actually going to take our word form and put it into standard and then expanded. So we're going to kind of go backwards. So here's my word form. You can pretty much break this up any way that works for you. I personally like to start at the beginning and go to the end. But you may be happy with, oh, there's just one comma. Well, that means 850 goes right here. Whatever works for you. I'm going to start at 270,000. So I know that I have 100 here. So it's either going to be that 100 or that 100. Well, I know my number is way too big to start here, so it must start here. 270,000, comma, 850. 850. That is standard form. So I read this, 270,850. 270,850. All right. Now if we put it in expanded form, my 2 is in the hundred thousands. So that means I have 2 700,000. My 7 is in the 10,000s. Well, if I have 7 10,000s, I can count by 10,000 7 times, but I know it's 70,000. 0 is worth nothing. 8 in the hundreds is worth 800. 5 in the tens is worth 50 because it's 5 tens. The 0 in the ones is worth nothing. You put those plus signs in the middle because you're really adding them up, and it equals 270,850. This is expanded form. So I've written my word out in I've written my number out in word form. And this word is 708,573. So I'm going to write a number down, and I want you to let me know if you think I'm correct. Hopefully you said, no, Mrs. Barnes, absolutely not, because this is 78,573. This is 708,000. So I think we have a little bit of a problem. We need 708,000. Now does it look right? Hopefully you said yes.